Hi everyone. Today let's talk about NIO. NIO is an EV stock which basically ripped off Tesla, and a lot of their cars look very similar to Tesla, but it is a Chinese company, so what can you expect? Let's take a look at exactly what this company has and what is so valuable about them. Then I will talk about some stock analysis as well as my current positions and my price targets for the long term of NIO. If you like trading stocks and options and making money, definitely like and subscribe. Welcome to the Portfolio Bulletin. Let's get started. So starting with their cars here, you can see the ES6, which is kind of a crossover. This is the most popular sector in the entire car market right now. And looking at their website here, it is pretty weird looking how it scrolls. And looking at the car, it looks okay. I mean, it looks like a Tesla. They advertise similar things to Tesla. The fact that it's very aerodynamic allows them to extend their range in terms of batteries. And it looks okay. It's got those sleek headlights, kind of like the Tesla Cybertruck. Overall, decent. Moving on to their ET7, which is their first sedan that they recently announced. Again, similar styling, narrow headlights, looks okay. Those rims look kind of crappy, but it looks all right overall. You can see up here on top, it does have LiDAR, which is going to allow for self-driving. And they have one in the back here, 3 in the front. That allows it to detect vehicles all around it. You can see a better picture of it here for autonomous driving. So they're taking the LiDAR method versus the cameras that Tesla uses. Still a little bit of debate which one's going to be better in the long term, but this is how they've gone so far. They give all the dimensions in millimeters, which is a little bit weird, but it's basically a full-size sedan. And looking here, you can see similar to Tesla in terms of the retracting handles. The taillights look very futuristic, similar to the headlights. And then you can see the interior here is almost identical to the Tesla. Big center screen. They have their version of like Amazon Alexa here in the center dash as well. Very clean center console. Overall looks nice. Definitely on the luxury side. They do advertise renewable technology in terms of what they use on the interior. Everything's very clean and looks very luxurious. I do like this sunroof here. Basically the entire rear roof. So it's definitely on the cutting edge of EV tech. And it looks very nice. Looking at their ES8, which is more their 3-row SUV, full-size SUV type vehicle. Again, similar styling. This car is actually out, so they have metrics here. 0 to 60, just under 5 seconds. Pretty close to 600 kilometers of range. And again, similar styling on the inside. Somewhere between Tesla and maybe Mercedes in terms of styling. Again, they're using LiDAR here, and they have their assistant here in the center. Moving on here, looking at their EP9. This is their supercar. They're trying to break into the supercar market. They say it is one of the fastest electric cars. They have a Nürburgring lap time here from 2017, so it's been out for a little while. They show a video of it on the Nürburgring, but it looks pretty cool, looks pretty fast, and it's definitely cool that companies are putting some cars into the supercar market. Even though this company is really just in the luxury sector, they still have cars across the spectrum. Moving forward here, they talk about their future tech with the NIO EV. This is going to be a driverless vehicle. It looks very similar to something that BMW had in one of their concept cars. It has an empty middle section here where you basically sit and relax while the car drives itself. It does seem like they have something resembling a steering wheel here if you do want to drive it, but overall it's more like a cabin that drives itself. And that's how they see the future in terms of vehicles. Again, being run by their Nomi technology, which is their assistant. Should be interesting to see how this takes shape. But really, this is to show what they view the future as and that they are taking steps to achieve it. They also do have a Formula E vehicle, which is very nice. And again, it's pretty cool that they're in this sector also. Formula 1 and Formula E tend to lose money for companies, but the advertising is pretty cool. And it's nice that they're not doing everything for pure profits. Moving on to NIO Power. This is really where they make most of their money. They have these NIO Power buildings where they have stacks of batteries. And they allow you to come in here and swap out batteries in around 3 minutes, which is their version of getting gas. This is a battery by service industry, so you pay a monthly fee to be a part of them, and it gives you 12 free changes, so 1 per month. You're allowed to come here and get a new battery, and this is on top of the charging station that you are assumed to have at your house. And this gives them a wide variety, so you can have home power, whether it's their original or the Home Plus. Then they have power charging stations around the area. Mainly in China right now. And then they have power swap stations where you can just swap out your battery. They show some details about what that looks like, different charging rates, 3.5 hours or 10 hours, Then they talk about the swap stations that already exist and what it looks like in real life. This is really a different way that companies are approaching the charging problem. And they say they even have NIO trucks that can come to where you are and charge you up to 100 kilometers in 10 minutes. So it's almost more of a service than it is just a charging network, which is definitely a different approach than any other automaker is taking towards this kind of a service. And you can see here the ownership benefits 12 times per year and free charging services at their charging stations. And lastly here, looking at their ownership benefits, they say lifetime quality assurance, lifetime roadside assistance, and lifetime free connectivity with 8 gigs of cellular data to your car. All of that is insane for a lifetime purchase. I'm not sure exactly how much these cars are, but lifetime service like that is quite expensive. You can see here they have free repairs with up to 6 surface paint repairs, free maintenance up to 60,000 kilometers, courtesy vehicle and mobility services, doorstep delivery, flat tire services, all kinds of things that are way above and beyond anything that automakers in the United States are currently offering. Accident insurance, value-added services, so they have car washes, valet driving, and even airport valet parking. And they offer this voucher system, which I assume you get a certain number of vouchers per month for your monthly fee. Then you get your car carrier points, and if you don't use them, you get extra points. And then with this service, you also get a free upgrade to 15 gigs of data per month inside your vehicle. So if you've been paying attention to companies like Microsoft and Apple, they are moving over to this service industry and the monthly fee structure. And NIO is taking that to the car industry with a platform that is comparable to Tesla and innovates in a way that we haven't really seen. Moving on to some stock analysis here, let's see if NIO is currently a buy after recently unveiling their luxury sedan. NIO had strong sales in 2020, and the stock surged on January 11th after the unveiling of their most recent sedan. On their NIO day, they say NIO topped $53.30 per share on a cup-shaped buy point with solid volume on January 8th, which gives it a bullish pattern right now. And you can see what that looks like here. We had a cup and a breakout, and we are currently holding right around those levels at that $60-ish price range, or $57 right now. They still highlight that the chase zone is right around that $60 range, although I would argue that this stock is going to be priced much higher than that by the end of this year. They say the relative strength line is currently bullish, and it continues to outperform the S&P 500. As you can see here, this is the S&Ps, and this is NIO. Currently, it's rated a 95 out of 99, giving it a very high buy rating, and I would tend to agree with this. In terms of fundamental analysis, it's currently a 55 out of 99 for earnings per share, with a rating of D on this scale. NIO continues to beat earnings, only losing 12 cents per share, as their revenue more than doubled from $666 million, with a margin expanded to 14.5% from minus 6.8% just a year ago. Obviously, they struggled a little bit with the Rona, but sales quickly bounced back, and NIO deliveries vaulted 191% year over year, so the company is growing very quickly. Moving on here, let's look at some catalysts that could affect the entire Chinese EV market. They say that the Chinese EV market is expected to expand dramatically over the next couple of years. Currently, it's around 5% from 2020, and they expect it to expand to around 20% by 2025 and over 50% by 2035. If companies like NIO can maintain their competitive advantage, especially against the other Chinese EV companies, and can potentially take some market share away from Tesla, this company could be hugely valued during that period, especially if they reach the 80% expected by 2050. The Chinese EV market is currently expected to be around 1.8 million units in 2021, up 40% from a year earlier. This is thanks mostly in part to the recent growth of the Chinese economy and continued stimulus policies around vehicle consumption and sales promotions by manufacturers. They say the international play for the Chinese market is, of course, Tesla, and companies like XPEV and Li, as well as WM Motors backed by Baidu, which is a technology conglomerate supporting these companies. Deutsche Bank says these are the Fab Four for the Chinese EV market, and that there's definitely a lot of potential for these companies going forward. Looking over the past 3 months, it's been bouncing around between $40 and all the way up to $65-ish per share, and we basically leveled out here recently. And we are still well above the 20 EMA and the 50-day moving average, with the 200-day moving average all the way down here. It may not look like it from that chart previously, but the stock has rallied over 82% in the last 3 months, going from around $30 per share all the way up to $57 per share currently. And looking at my current position in NIO, I did sell a credit spread here at $49 per share, and I did get $1.60 for that, so I'm effectively buying the stock here at $47.40, which I do see NIO as a buy at that price point. And honestly, by the end of this year or potentially next year, I do think this is a $75 to $100 stock, and I'm comfortable buying it in here at this price if necessary, or just continuing to roll it out as long as the current thesis holds up and their sales numbers continue to grow as they have been. Let me know down in the comment section what you thought of this video. Do you think NIO is a buy at these prices, and what is your price target for NIO? Definitely like and subscribe if you got any value out of this video. Of course, none of this is financial advice. This is all for entertainment purposes, and have a great day.